Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be ranking my 10 best rides at Walt Disney World for 2024 according to, well, basically my personal preferences. One thing to note with this list is I have tried to mix things up so we get a good selection of rides from each of the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks and we don't just end up with all roller coasters or all rides from Magic Kingdom, for example. So there's a mix in there, something for everybody. Now before we get into this top 10, I do want to mention the upcoming Princess and the Frog themed Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride, which is slated to open in late 2024, and so will not be included on this list as it's not going to be open at the time of recording this video. But if its predecessor Splash Mountain is anything to go by, I'm sure it'll be making an appearance sometime in the future. Right then, so with all that out of the way, let's get into my current top 10. Number 10. Number 10 on my list is a little bit of a hidden gem if you ask me, located in the heart of Dinoland USA at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and it's called Dinosaur. This ride is a wild and exciting dark ride that takes you back in time to rescue an ill-fated iguanodon from the mass extinction event that wiped out most life on Earth. Now along the way you will encounter several friendly prehistoric creatures as well as one not so friendly Carnotaurus that appears to be intent on eating you. It's fast, it's a blast, and it's in the past, or at least it might be soon if the rumours prove to be true and Dinosaur gets an Indiana Jones overhaul to match its Disneyland counterpart. We'll wait and see. Number 9. At my number 9, I have selected Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now this one might be a little bit controversial as I know that quite a few folks are still a bit salty about the demise of the classic Great Movie ride, but I actually like this ride. Plus, my kids love it and there's no height requirement so anyone can ride. Proceed to board a train that's being driven by none other than Goofy, and of course adventure ensues as you travel through a number of zany scenarios that take you right to the heart of the Mickey Mouse animated short series. This ride is a lot of fun for all ages and it's not to be missed when visiting Hollywood Studios. Number 8. The Haunted Mansion is going to be my number 8 on this list, from its Easter egg laden queue to its iconic pre-show to the recent addition of the Hatbox Ghost to the mansion. It just keeps getting better and better. This spooky ride has to be one of my family's favourites and is a must-do attraction when visiting the Magic Kingdom. Not to be missed. Number 7. My number 7 on this list is found within Epcot's Land Pavilion and it is of course Soarin'. I think that Soarin' provides just the right amount of thrills without being too scary for the more timid riders. Soarin' sees you take flight and visit a number of famous landmarks and locations from all over the world, even allowing you to sample some of the smells synonymous with the famous locations featured, such as the rose gardens of the Taj Mahal or the grass of the plains surrounding Mount Kilimanjaro. It's honestly incredible. Worth noting here, however, is that currently Soarin' is still enjoying a throwback to Soarin' over California, which is a different movie and smells of course, for the Disney 100 celebrations, although this is due to change back to Soarin' around the world in early 2024. Just worth bearing in mind. Number 6. Number 6 on my list is going to be the classic Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and it holds a special place in my heart as it was a massive part of my childhood growing up. Over the years, there's been some changes and modifications such as the adding of the animatronic Johnny Depp and the removal of the old redhead scene. Honestly, I still miss that quite a bit. Nevertheless, it continues to be a must-visit attraction whenever I go to Magic Kingdom, and I do feel like any visit is incomplete unless I ride it at least once. It's not to be missed. Number 5. At number 5, we have the wildest ride in the wilderness. It is, of course, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now this ride is a must-do when visiting the Magic Kingdom as it is an iconic part of Magic Kingdom Park. Even as a child I remember seeing advertisements for Disney World with the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad featured prominently. But this ride's not just about nostalgia, it is certainly thrilling enough to get the blood pumping first thing in the morning, or any time of day for that matter. For me, this ride is a must-do. Number 4. Since childhood, the Tower of Terror has been one of my all-time favourite rides. The spooky atmosphere created by the unique blend of Mediterranean and Spanish Gothic architecture, along with the abundance of cobwebs and dusty desks, combined with the eerie background music and, of course, the screams, makes for an unforgettable experience, and that's even before the ride begins. Then throw into the mix the Twilight Zone storyline and a ride that features multiple drops and lifts, and that makes this attraction an absolute must-do anytime I visit Hollywood Studios. Now before we get into my top 3 rides at Walt Disney World, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for watching this long and ask if you're enjoying this video to please leave it a thumbs up so that I might please the YouTube algorithm gods. Thanks. Number 3. My number 3 on my list is one of the 2 rides situated within Pandora the World of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. The ride I'm referring to, of course, is Flight of Passage, which was once known known for its ridiculously long wait times, but now thankfully they seem to have calmed down a bit and we can all just get back to enjoying the ride. This attraction is definitely too good to miss, as you become immersed in the experience by embodying a Na'vi avatar and riding a Banshee through incredible scenery, including breathtaking views and a stunning soundtrack. The Banshee is actually breathing underneath you as you ride, and the attention to detail all in all contribute to making this ride an absolute must-do. Miss it at your peril. Number 2. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance makes number 2 on my list. Found in the incredibly detailed Galaxy's Edge section of Hollywood Studios, I can honestly say that in all my years of visiting theme parks, I have never felt so completely immersed in a ride and so invested in the storyline as I did when first riding Rise of the Resistance. It was literally like being in a Star Wars movie. And all that, honestly, is just the queue line, as the entire attraction is just pure magic with animatronics, live actors, role play, if you like, simulator rides. This has got everything. And the best part of all this is you don't even need to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy it. My wife, not interested in Star Wars whatsoever, but loves this ride dearly. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, this ride is known to have some problems because of its complexity, but bear with it, and it is worth the wait, definitely worth riding. I would highly recommend Rise of the Resistance, and that's why it's my number 2. Number 1, and at the top of my list, it can come as no surprise, is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which can be found located at EPCOT. I absolutely love this ride. Its 80s soundtrack is just money, and the reverse launch, which sees you hurtle backwards and then spin around all in darkness, set to the banger of a soundtrack, is just absolutely wonderful. This is probably the single greatest thing that Disney's done in a long time, and that's saying something because I really, really like Rise of the Resistance. But this ride, the more you ride it, it just seems to get better and better. I was thinking it might wear off, but having ridden it probably about 10 or 12 times now in total, honestly, it gets better every time you ride it, and that is why it's staying firmly at number 1 and it's not to be missed. Just be aware at the time of making this video that you do still need to get a boarding group, so it is going to be one of those fastest finger first situations at 7 AM and 1 PM to try and get yourself a boarding group. But trust me, all the faffing about, well worth it. This ride is fantastic.